Seven guys with knives come out to kill me. And once I had dispatched them, the Black Panthers, and they attempted to recruit me.
Because you're native?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
My goal is to give you a glimpse of what really happens behind these walls, because it's not like everyone thinks. It's extreme violence, and you know that just I want the kids out there to know that this isn't a glamorous lifestyle. So here's a story for you. In 2013, I was in DVI. DVI, for those of you that don't know, is Tracy. And due to a few incidents, the cops thought I was shot calling for the Wolfpack. So they transferred me to San Quentin. When I got to San Quentin, I was put in the adjustment center. For those of you that don't know, the adjustment center is Death Row Shoe. I was down there with so many dudes, Stomper, Eskimo from Toonerville, Bouncer, DJ. DJ was on Gangland, so was Pokey. You know, I was down there with some high-power dudes. Well, lo and behold, I go to ICC. ICC is called Initial Case Conference with the warden, the lieutenant, and everybody. And the lieutenant's like, look, man, I'm going to kick you out. I'm going to send you out here to Alpine, and you better keep your hands to yourself, because I'm not going to put up with none of your stuff. And I look him in the face, and I tell him, okay, bud, I got you, you know, I'll behave myself. So I get kicked out. I go to the cell in Alpine, and I got a white dude as a cellie, and I tell him, look, man, just stay on your bunk. I'm not going to be here long. Like, you know, I'm out of here. And I can tell this dude's scared, like he doesn't want no problems. He's like, okay, bro, just, you know, don't involve me in it. I told him, man, just sit down, dude. I got this. So I take a razor blade. I take 5 razor blades, and I melt them on a toothbrush. And I get word back that there's a chomo at the end of the tier. Now, this chomo is not just any chomo. His name is Dyke Clyde DeWitt. AU0084. Look him up.
The matter came on for sentencing on May 6, 2002. Initially, defense counsel requested a continuance so he could further review the probation report, which had incorporated by reference several lengthy law enforcement investigative reports regarding the matter. Defense counsel stated defendant desired appointment of substitute counsel to prepare a motion to withdraw his plea. In response, the court held a hearing pursuant to People v. Marsden 2CAL.3D 118. At the hearing, the court stated, "Now I try not to be coarse, and I don't think that I am. And it was the same thing in your case when I took your plea. I wasn't coercive, and you assured me that you knew and under what you were doing." Defendant responded, "I didn't, Your Honor, because I was told I had no other option." Defense counsel stated that in our discussions I told that in my opinion, if the matter went to trial, he'd be convicted. The court asked defense counsel whether there had been a lack of effective communication. Defense counsel responded that the defendant wanted to plead temporary insanity, but that counsel thought the defense was unlikely. The following colloquy occurred. The court: "Now it's your turn." The defendant: Marcus Hume, "I really need to say something. I have not had a chance to say nothing in the 7 months I've been in the county jail." The court: "Mr. Hume, I'm listening right now. You don't have to give me a lecture about how you're not being lectured to. The defendant Marcus Hume. I was a confidential informant for this county. These detectives, they came and talked to me. I gave them a lot of information. A murder attempt was made on my father not too long ago. A drive-by shooting was done on my house because of the things that I'm telling people. These people made me a bogus deal. They told me they were going to help me out if I gave up information. Okay, none of this has been done. Judge Butts came down to see me at 12:30 at night one night and did a little search warrant thing because I was giving information out. Okay, they let all this get out. There's a price on my head now. I've been jumped in the elevator. I'm pretty sure you heard about it. The court. No. The defendant. I was jumped right here in this elevator. I've had attempts made on me at the county jail. People have tried to murder my father, and a police report was made. I'm a young man. I do not deserve to go to prison because the guy house I supposedly broke into I was selling drugs for. And I testified against this. I've already done 7 years in the California Youth Authority. I've never been to high school a day in my life. I've never had a job. I've never had a family. I think I deserve a chance here. The court. What's that got to do with your withdrawing your plea? The defendant. Because they're trying to pressure me into something that's going to ruin my life. From the start of this I told him I don't want to go to prison, and I'm not going to take a deal for prison. They have pressured me into this. They've come to see me twice in the 7 months that I've been here. The court. Mr. McMillan, you're talking about the defendant. Yes. Twice at the county jail. Twice. That's it. And each time they're telling me you're going to lose. You're going to go to prison. There's no way around it. Just sign the deal. I don't want to sign the deal. I want to go to trial. Mr. McMillan, there's no way that I can continue to represent this young man. The court. Why is that? Mr. McMillan. Well, what he said. The court. Are you saying he's fabricating this? Mr. McMillan. No, I'm not saying he's fabricating. But he feels so strongly about his representation with me, and I'm not going to sit here and contradict him on every matter. I'm not here to justify my actions. He is a young man who is facing some serious charges. He's ineligible for probation. And I know for a personal fact that his life is in danger. I've talked to his drug counselor. The drug counselor told me his life is in danger. The investigative reports attached to the probation report, which defense counsel had not had an opportunity to review in detail prior to the Marsden hearing, provided factual support for several of the statements defendant made during that hearing. Sheriff's deputies discovered 2 large black plastic trash bags containing 2.5 pounds of marijuana colas inside the residence in which defendant was apprehended. The owner stated he had a prescription for medicinal use of marijuana and that investigators had previously informed him he was within legal limits. The owner thought he recognized the defendant, but he was not sure, because he had a large amount of people over in the past several months that had brought friends. Investigators met with defendant, who stated that the owner of the residence had arranged to have him come to Nevada County and sell drugs for him. Defendant informed investigators that a former law enforcement officer in another county had sold him some weapons and other law enforcement equipment. Investigators accompanied defendant to an abandoned house where several of the weapons were retrieved. Defendant also provided information which helped the investigators retrieve other missing property. The report also stated, subsequent to Hume's statements regarding the homeowner's involvement in the possession of marijuana for sale, the Narcotics Task Force wrote an affidavit in support of a search warrant and also witnessed an oral affidavit by Marcus Hume and friends of Honorable Kathleen Butts. Judge Butts authorized the search warrant, which was executed on Wednesday, December 19, 2001, at approximately 2015 hours.